Came on at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I didn't do that one.
Oh, you didn't
I
do
didn't
that
do
one.
that one. That was one of the health programs.
Yeah. Well, I was on that.
Put that a little closer.
All right.
Okay. Uh, Tell us about what classes and experiences you've had in the Elder Hostel program. What kind of?
Well, the greatest thing is the association with. I love people and my association with people, and we are associated with people from all over. I think all over the world, but all over the United States, their experiences and things. And one year, two women came to us that had just come from walking on the walls of China. You know, I ate that up. I love nature anyhow, and I love that. There's so many things, um, um, and that's something that my four children, uh, they went through school, they received their masters, but they were never able to stay on campus. I kept a home here for them to, so they'd have a home and food and things, and they put themselves through. I mean, they had, and they're, but they stayed at home. But I stayed on the campus.
What do you do on campus? What?
Well, we have, well, we're, it's, we learned how to do that. Uh, then you, I'm trying to see what, oh, Mr. Sutton. I think he was the man that wasn't he on the council one year. He taught poetry. And of course, he's a person that never forgets anything. One year we took poetry, and it was beautiful. Last year we had younger men writing poetry, and we went was in the poetry classes, altogether different, but it was enlightening. Then I was aware in Bloomington, our instructor there, uh, one of them was the Far East. I've often wondered why every time I don't remember or I get confused with the different rulers, and I wondered why so many rulers. See, geography today is so different from geography when I went to school. He explained to us why there were so many different and why there was so much confusion. And he says over there, those places are, those rulers are maybe they rule over something that's a week when you can't hardly get a hotel room for one night anymore for $100. And then your classes, all that's included. It's just hard for me to tell you what I get out of it. And he says over there, those places are, those rulers are maybe they rule over something that's not much bigger than some of our states. And then they all want to enlarge their, when they enlarge their ruling or, you know, their state. So that's the reason they fight, because they want to take in more territory. Well, see, I wasn't aware of that. So that enhanced my geography. Let me see. There's so much. It's just hard for me to tell you what I get out of it.
How about meeting other people outside the classroom? Some of your group outings, like Christy Woods and your dormitory life. Tell me about those things. Did you stay in a dormitory?
I stayed in the dorm. Yeah, we stayed in the dorm. That's another. I wanted to say that where can you go for $125? and stay for a whole week in a room. You're bored, it's board and room and everything. And then your classes. All that's included. For, I think the first year was 101 quarter. For one whole week, when you can't hardly get a hotel room for one night anymore for $100. And then, just as I say, people from all over the world comes to these meetings. I come to these classes, and they're one woman met me last year when she came in. She says, "You're Ruth Jackson." I know because I've heard about you. But you don't look like I thought you did. And I said, I wonder what she thought I looked like. So that's, you meet people. I think they are glad to meet me because they probably wonder how I live and how I think. And the same thing, I wonder how they live and how they think. And then you get acquainted when you first go in. Everybody is pretty friendly. And but we stand back and we watch each other. We form our opinion of people as they come in, and it amuses me to stand back because usually I don't like that word black. I am an American Negro. Now it isn't the color. The color of skin don't bother me, not at all. But when I think of black, I think of something that is low and filthy and ugly. And I like for people to think that because I'm dark skinned or a different color, uh, that we have culture, we have intelligence just the same as anybody else. And that's the reason I don't use that word. It's all right. And we did it ourselves. We used it ourselves. But to me, it gripes me because when I think of something like that, you think of the old black clouds or the dirt and the filth. And that's the way I feel like it makes other people think of me and my race. So that's the reason I don't want to use it. So I don't know. I'm just Elderhostel through and through. I think it's a wonderful thing. You take people our age that have worked all their lives. How many of us think or realize that we can go to college and that we can learn something worthwhile? Just like there, and with my religion and everything. I'm going to the state conference because I'm going to fight the filth that's on. I don't approve of cable. That filthy talk. There's no sense in it. It's bad enough for have the filthy pictures. But the language I heard last week on that cable, to me, it ought to be put out.
Tell me about some of your activities, like touring the library, Ball Corporation, or Christie Woods with Elderhostel. What are some of these experiences like?
Well, the library, I love our library. Uh, I love to go in there and read. And you haven't helped yourself to the cake, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
Well,
I'm sorry that they're plain
oh,
and everything,
I
but
love them plain.
I made them at 11 o'clock Sunday night. I wanted something sweet.
I have diabetes.
Oh, you had to be careful.
I'm glad they don't have anything.
I love the library because you can go there and you can find most anything you want. Uh, uh, I love nature. I can go there. I can get books on nature. I can find, well, most, if I want history, there's that. And I used to, I don't get downtown like I used to, and my eyesight is failing me very badly. But I used to love to go and get the newspapers and sit there and read the newspapers and the magazines because I could branch out and find out what's going on in this world. I love the library. Christie Forest to me is wonderful. If I can keep to myself, because I'm so afraid. I was there, of course, when, well, of course they don't. As a tree falls, they let it lay. And I can't get over a snake, and I'm afraid of that. I don't like to get too far out of the path, but I love nature. I
What
love beautiful trees, and it hurts me. I'm going to cut that old tree out, have to cut that tree out, down out there. I love to see these trees and what um, God has put on this earth. And look how much of it we miss.
when you're in Elderhostel, you took yoga, and you were in your 80s then when you took it,
I
weren't
was
you?
in the 80s when it started.
Yeah, you still do
And I
yoga?
still take, sure, I take, I call Miss, what's her name? I called her last week,
Burkle?
Burkle. Yeah, she comes to me. I'll fix you some more coffee if you want it.
I could
I just love
grab
Miss
another one of those.
Burkle. And very few of the things, now if they, I take, if they climb up the wall, I climb up the wall. Now I'm slower than I used to be. And, but I get out. Now we had an instance where I went into the class this last year, and of course we had those mats. Well, I had dropped down on a mat, and they came in to take pictures, and they came to me and they said, "Pardon me, please." They said, "Miss Jackson, we hate to bother you, but you're not in a position so we can get your picture. We'll help you up so that you can change your position." I said, "Well, what you want to help me out for? I'll crawl over there." So I crawled on over there and then got the biggest kick out of that. Well, I didn't see why I had to get up, get up when I or I just assumed if they'd touched me, I mean, let me go, I just soon have rolled on over, see, because I had got it, let me be active. And I went to the senior citizen dance last Friday night, and I think it's beautiful. A lot of people criticize old folks looking like, acting like monkeys, making monkeys of themselves. It was wonderful. Those old people, they very few of them had partners, but we could throw ourselves and just keep time to that music, and that I'm full of emotion.
Had a good time.
And I had it was Valentine's Day, and I had one of the nicest times I've had in years because I don't go out at night. See, I'm here by myself.
I have another one of those.
Oh, that's what I brought them for. Uh-huh.
Would you recommend Elderhostel for other
For
people?
everybody.
Tell us about it.
Well, I think everybody needs to get away from home once in a while, and I think if at the inexpensive cost, it gives you a week of recreation and pleasure. And I tell you, we have our first evening. We have a wine and cheese party, and we always go out to Trista and everything, and have our wine and cheese. And if you don't want the wine, there's plenty of soft drinks there for you. Or if you don't want to partake of that, they play songs, beautiful songs, and we all get together and sing. And then they decided to do the rumba. I always have a dance with Pete Mert. And Pete, last the year, I guess I was kind of tired. And he and his wife were so cute together. He said, "Well, I got to have a dance with Ruth." And he threw me out there. And he twirled me and everything. And I twirled with him. And when he said he was tired, I was so glad I didn't know what to do. But I wasn't going to give up. I wouldn't let him know. But and when I got through, why they said, Miss Jackson, you didn't lose a step. I didn't. I love that. Now that was at our first night there, and then
And you were 92.
yeah, 92 years old, and then I'm scared to death of water. But I don't know whether they have the same swim master or not. But usually, I don't think. Yes, I guess he is there because usually when I go out there, they want to know if he wants to know if I'm there. But now, if he'll let me get against that wall, I do 25 pull-ups without stopping. And if he turns it back, I'll do more. But he never lets me do more than 25 at a time. See. But as long as I'm at that wall, so that if I happen to trip, I can catch myself. Why, I take swimming. I love to go, but I never learned to swim.
Of all the things you've done in Elder Hostel, what do you like best?
I can't say what I like best. Of course, I'm crazy about yoga and swimming.